the next batch of the top 10 of the 2025 season, or players of 2025, I guess I'm trying to say. Number 70, Frankie Louvu. Don't know if I said that name right. Don't really know much about this dude. I'm going to be honest, I had to look him up. Seems like a good linebacker and decent stats. So I can't really hate or be happy with this. I don't know if you have any thoughts on this, Shane, because I don't really know this guy too much.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's, considered one of the, if we look at him, he's one of the key pieces for the Commanders defense. And, he's known for that high motor pass rushing ability. He's a good tackler, disruptive linebacker. So, I mean, I can see why he's where he's at. His peers, I'm sure, they respect him. So, a 70 spot to me, yeah, it's not a bad pick right there.
Yeah, but I am curious. Because listen, they had my man Levante David before him, so they're saying this guy's over Levante David. So as Bucks fans, I'm gonna defend us. Whoever this guy is, screw him, bruh. All right. See,
Well,
the more we go through this list, the more it makes me mad on certain players. Like,
we
what's
we've
going
been
on here?
we've been talking about this. We're only breaking this, the way they release it at 10 at a time. You're looking at this in a backwards way because
Hmm.
eventually when we get down to the whole list, that is where I'm going to really have fun analyzing this because you're right. You're going to say, why is this guy ahead of this guy? And right now it's like you don't know who's above it. So I don't know this, if there's a whole bunch of players that, should be in there. I don't know. We're sort of assuming that somebody's coming on this list that's better than this player that comes up. And I really look forward to analyzing the whole list, but it is fun getting it 10 at a time so we can sort of see what's going on here. But yeah, I'd like to see what other linebackers are on the final list. And then we can, we'll probably need to do that. It's what we're going to need to do is break down some of the position categories and see if we think who is in the right spot, and if
I
we
guess
wanted
that
to
would be fun. Like
rearrange it.
we could put like that, like just make the list of each position so to see
Yeah,
who they
like the
have. That would
safeties,
be fun.
cornerbacks, and
Yeah,
linebackers,
yeah, we should do that.
and we could have maybe each of us could make our own list because and then everyone else, everyone watching can say, hey, this guy should be ahead of this guy. It'll be interesting at that point. But right now, let's look at the next 10. You know,
All right, coming up next, 69 here, Jordan Malatella. Deserved. Honestly, deserved. Honestly, I like this. I think it's a perfect spot for him. Um, any Eagles lineman, I wouldn't be mad at anybody be on this list.
yeah,
Obviously,
for sure.
Eagles might have the best O line in the league, honestly. So I
They're
mean,
dominating.
clearly we can see with Saquon got that line and he turned into prime beast
Hmm.
mode. So yeah, I like this one.
Yeah, I mean the Eagles just I mean they're this they're good because of the people in the trenches and this guy is an elite tackle. He's just really good and the Eagles have been winning because of that. So yeah, I have no problem with any of these guys from the Eagles, most of them, being somewhere on the list cuz they're definitely a dominating force out there right now.
Yeah, for sure. No, for sure. Respect. Don't need to speak too much on this one. Just yeah, good lineman, and yeah, there's a reason why Saquon had over 2,000 yards.
Yeah,
Um,
that's fair.
oh my God! I wish Sherelle was here for this one. He would be getting cooked. This is about to be fun. 68, Jordan Love. Good God! Now Shane, they are saying that Jordan Love is better than Tua. That's what they're because Tua was what I believe the first page.
Yeah, yeah.
So what? Are you mad at this, or you're like, all right, maybe Jordan Love did have a better year last year. It is what it is. I don't
Well,
know.
we always have to remind ourselves this list is not based on statistics. It's based on the peers and where they think these guys fall and what they're they when you listen to the interviews about the guys talking about this kind of stuff, they're always like what their future capability, what they have done in the past. So it's like we analyze it and go, okay, what have you done lately? And
Throw
and it makes
interceptions. Yeah.
yeah, if you throw interceptions. Now, I do believe Jordan Love does have the capability to become a really good quarterback. And I think a lot of people do see that, but it's like down the line, he has to prove that, and he definitely has the capability. Um, So I think he's a rising star. They feel he's a rising star. Just he hasn't really shown that yet. And to be fair to him too, I don't know. The Packers don't seem to help with the receiving corps. They don't want to bring in the people to give him a 1 and 2 that are traditional. And but again, like you said, decision making, doing what he needs to do in the big games, not throwing so many interceptions. These are things I like to see from him to move him up in the list on there. And I do think, Tua's because of his injuries, I think Tua, statistically should be ahead of Jordan Love right now, but they're obviously looking at him being a young guy and what his
Well,
potential.
I think everybody should be above Jordan Love. Oh, good God, bro.
Terrell
Like,
won't like that one.
oh my God. If Terrell was in this episode, we'd be on this debate for 12 minutes. So I think we just made the episode shorter because Jarrell isn't here. But Jarrell, if you're watching this, I hope you're happy, man. I hope you're happy, bro. They I don't know what they did, but they let your man slide in there. But 68, Malik Neighbors here. Yeah, Malik Neighbors. All I'm gonna say is he won my fantasy championship for me. I literally won real life money because of this man. So I,
Yeah.
I love Malik Neighbors. Obviously, he's the future of the Giants franchise, and getting this high off of 1 year is obviously crazy respect. But I'm also not mad at it because that's how talented he was last year. If you can look that good on Giants, you deserve 67. You can have it after 1 year.
Yeah, this is one of those picks again. I like to see what the total final list is because he's definitely a top 10 receiver,
Oh, for sure.
easily.
For sure.
So what other 9 receivers are going to be ahead of him? And that means you're putting him in the 10th spot. And I don't think a lot of people are going to put
This
him
is
in the
not even
10th spot.
halfway through, so I'm sure there's going to be more than 9 receivers left.
Yeah, well, a
That's
lot of
so the NFL is saying he's not top 10 right now.
Yeah, and that's their peers, but he's definitely statistically and performance wise. I think that's a mistake. Like you said, I guess my question is I think he could be higher on this list, but he is a rookie, and I think they do sort of give
I think that's the
veterans
only thing holding him
preference.
back, honestly. It's just having 1 year of playing
Yeah,
time.
when you rookie last year, and
Right, compared to other receivers that have multiple years. I'm sure that's
mhm,
why they got ahead. But like he has passed a few. The one I can remember being a Bucks fan is he passed Chris Godwin.
yeah,
So and Chris Godwin, has a pretty good year. So he still has passed some good receivers with some good years on them. So again, that's just respect. And yeah, he's obviously the future of the Giants franchise. So
yeah,
I don't hate
he's
this
he's good
whatsoever.
for sure.
66 overall, Jalen Ramsey, a fellow Dolphins guy. So you like
Or
this guy,
was.
and honestly, yeah, old Dolphins guy I meant to say on Steelers now. Um, Obviously one of the greatest cornerbacks I've ever watched growing up. I don't know if this will be disrespected, so we see the rest because this is not even halfway, and he's here, and I think he's top tier. But at the same time, I know he hasn't been like in his prime, like on the Jags since on like he did good on the Dolphins, but obviously it wasn't like his prime years. So I don't know if the Dolphin years are holding him back, or not. But it's at least he made it, and he almost made it halfway. But like now, I'm curious. I know we say this all the time, but I'm just curious what the rest of the cornerbacks are on this list now. If he's at 66,
Yeah, he's definitely, yeah, that's his. This list, I think, does give preference to veterans. We've seen it over and over again, on in the picks, and I think that does reflect that the votes come from other players. So if you've been around and you're respected, you're going to be on this list somewhere as long as you're playing and having some kind of good performance. And he is considered one of the top shutdown cornerbacks. I saw a training camp video of him and DK going at it, and he's definitely, he's still good. He's aggressive. He can
oh
do a
for
lot of
sure.
things. His one weakness is that he is getting older and he does have more of injury concerns now. But you're right. I like to see what other cornerbacks are going to be on the list, where he falls. And then I really want to analyze that, when it's
Yeah,
final.
we'll see the rest, and if it's some Looney Tune ones, we may have to come back and be like, what was this
Yeah,
placement?
for
But
sure.
again, I'll let it as of right now. I'll let it slide until we see the rest of the list. But hey, thank God he made it because Jalen Ramsey, man, you got to give him respect. 65 overall, not overall, I guess. 65 on the list.
Yeah.
Trey McBride. Another rookie going into his second year here. Again, another respect, but at the same time, this man was a beast.
Hmm.
He was a beast. Again, this sounds crazy, but another guy that won me my fantasy last year, same team. Trey McBride is good for the Cardinals. Him and Kyler Murray are going to be fun to watch for the
Yeah.
next few years. And again, I just like the Malik Neighbors placement. I don't hate this, and I think the only thing holding him back from being like lower, I guess you could say on the list, is only having 1 year of playing time.
Yeah, I think that I'm starting to see that if you're a really good rookie and you have a good rookie year, they're going to put you on the list, which
They give you
is
respect for sure.
yeah, they give you respect, but you're not going to be as low as maybe if you've been in the league a little longer, because he's definitely like last year. He was a top like what top three tight end, really top five.
Yeah, you could
You
debate
know,
that for sure. Yeah.
yeah, so there's not a lot of tight ends that you can consider above him. So you
And
got
just like
Kittle,
our
Brock
Sam
Bowers.
Laporta one, we all know that Travis is going to be above this guy, and he did. Travis did not have a better year last year than Trey McBride. Just like the Sam Laporta situation, I wish Kevin was here because I know he would
Yeah.
be heated. This is craziness. That's my only problem with this. The only
Hmm.
thing with every time I see all these tight ends, I'm just like, I know Travis Kelsey is going to be above them. I know it's the name that's helping him, but it's just crazy to me that Travis Kelsey's about to be over Trey McBride and Sam Laporta, who both did better last year without it's not even close. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, I
That's
think
crazy.
the veterans definitely, what you have done in the past seems to carry a lot of weight in this list with other players, and I think that's a perfect example with when you look at Kelsey that he's had a dominating career and he's done a lot for the Kansas City um, Chiefs. So I think overall, if you're asking what player is better at this moment, there's no way you can put Trey behind Kelsey.
Oh
As
no.
but you're right. I almost guarantee it. I mean, we haven't seen Kelsey yet. He's going to be up here on the list somewhere higher.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Like he's not
definitely.
missing this list.
Mm-mm.
Like,
No,
come on.
for not at
Which
all.
I don't. It is what it is, bro. It's not. It's the Chiefs' name, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, 64 Bo Nix. Yeah, this guy was amazing last year. Amazing rookie season. Dominated. Um, and I don't again rookie, so I don't hate this placement. We're getting a lot of rookie slash going to the second year players here.
Yeah.
This top 10, I guess. Did amazing. Again, kind of with like some other players. I'm curious the quarterbacks in front of him because I think Bo Nix had such a dominant year last year. Without a doubt, he was top 10 quarterback last year, without a doubt. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm curious who's ahead of him. I'm sure some names like will help, right? Some vets and stuff will get above him, but again, I'm glad he at least made the list because Bo Nix was amazing last year.
Yeah, I think it's tough with the quarterbacks too because what do they always look at? The second year of quarterback, especially, people are concerned. Is the sophomore slump, and you saw that with Stroud. It doesn't mean they're not going to bounce back in the third year and even be better, but Bo Nix had an incredible rookie season. He fits that system. He made that team, helped that team be a playoff team. He fits that system so well that I think it's things like his decision making was really well last year. He did a lot of good things. So yeah, I think it's a high respect, but he has to continue, and
Yeah, honestly, I
I
think
think
he's
he can.
more. I know this is crazy to say. He might be under the radar because
Hmm.
honestly, he did so good last year. But he's also not like a flashy quarterback, right? He's not
Yeah.
making plays like Josh Allen catching his own touchdown pass, trucking people. He's not like Lamar spinning and juking people, right? He's
No.
not a flashy quarterback, but he gets it done.
Yeah.
And honestly, I know this is weird to say because it's another Broncos quarterback, but it's kind of like Peyton Manning, right? Like there's always people are always talking about like Tom Brady and stuff over Peyton Manning during that time. Like they wouldn't say Peyton Manning's number one, but again, Bo Nix, right? When you talk about top quarterbacks, everyone's answer is probably like Lamar, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, or something. But he honestly he doesn't really have too much negatives from last year. He did his
No.
thing, but again, he's just not flashy. So I just feel like he doesn't get talked about as much as like other quarterbacks because
Yeah,
of
I
that.
think he's definitely one of those guys. If he continues this season, which I think he will,
I do too.
I think he's gonna have a good season. I think the Broncos going to be a team to watch out for this year, like last year even. So yeah, I think my guess is he'll move up this list next year
Oh, for
and
sure.
probably continue. And if he doesn't get hurt or something, he could be one
Yeah, I
of
was just about
these
to say the
top
only thing
quarterbacks.
stopping this guy is probably injury at this point.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
only thing,
Good,
because
good
holy
player though.
cow, holy cow. All right, 63, Josh Hines Allen for the Jags. Amazing, amazing player. Honestly, this might be like a really perfect spot, right? I don't
Yeah.
think he deserves to be in the top first half. I guess you could say top 50, but I'm glad he actually got some respect to his name. He wasn't like the 90 through 100 or 80 to 90. 63 is pretty good for him. A good player, does his job well. Obviously, probably one of the better players for sure for the Jags on the defense side of the ball there. So, yeah, he does his job. There's not too much to say about him.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys, that's been consistent. He's done what he's supposed to do. I think he's definitely, expecting to help the Jaguars. I think he's just a proven talent, consistently going after the quarterback, and he's just messing up these defenses. So, I think it's a good pick. I think it's a good placement for him, and he's obviously a good player. Not much I can say against him at all.
Yep, just a fun guy to watch. Yeah, he deserves it. So, not too much to say there. That was a pretty quick one, but the NFL kind of nailed that placement. I'll give them that one. 62, Bijan Robinson. All right, this, the comments might go crazy here. I would just say this: most of the NFL fan base community, I see a lot online give Bijan Robinson like top 3 running back right now.
Hmm.
This dude is at 62. He didn't even make the top 50, the first half of the list. So, whoa. Wow, wow, wow. Like, who's realistically, like, let's just actually sit here. Who's above him, right? You could put Saquon. I think that's fair. Um, you could put, who else? I'm trying to think. Derrick Henry. That's fair. Even CMC, I wouldn't be mad at, but I believe we already seen CMC. Am I tripping? CMC already made the list, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
might
he
be
did.
wrong. So he's out the window. So realistically, I only really have Saquon or Derrick Henry over him. Now, maybe you could put Jonathan Taylor. I know the injury kind of slowed his momentum down. Who else is that? Who else is the top running back? Josh Jacobs, I guess. But I think again, we already seen him on this list. So like, who's above him other than Saquon and Derrick Henry? This is crazy to me. Like for running back wise on this list.
Yeah, and I'll go back to what I said before. I think if you're a rookie, and I don't care how good you did as a rookie, this list almost seems like you're going to be in the 50 to 100th spot. Because I mean, Bijan, he's so incredibly good. He's ranked so high, and for him to be in the 62 spot,
And he could
it's
also
definitely not.
catch. Like he could do run and catch. Like I don't know. This is crazy disrespect to me.
Well,
62 is
if you
wild
notice, a
work.
lot of young players we're going into the list is starting to get a lot of the young players now, and really good young players. Which I don't think you can say that this list is for the best players right now at all. Because there's no way you can put him at 62 and say, and I know we're gonna see a certain amount of running backs ahead of him, and some of those I'm going to say they're not better than Robertson. It's just it is. I think you have to earn your respect in this list. I think you have to. I don't think the player is going to automatically put you up as high as you should be because they're like, maybe it's a one season wonder, that kind of stuff, or two season wonders. Some of these guys are rookies or young, guys. So
Well,
yeah, I'm
Bijan
not
played 2
sure
ye's,
this is a
right?
good spot.
Or am I
Yeah,
tripping?
he's a second year,
No, this is
already.
his 3rd year, right?
Yeah, this
Okay,
last
okay,
year
okay,
was the
okay,
second. Yeah, he
okay,
was
okay,
on
okay.
this list
That's what
coming
I'm
in as
saying. Like,
second
like
year.
you said, maybe if he had only 1 year, that's fine. But he had 2 back-to-back dominant years, so you can't even say that's just like a lucky year. Like, if he had 2 now, it's like I don't know. I'm not saying he needs to be on like the top 10 page or anything, but like
Yeah. Well, they didn't.
62.
He had. I think his rookie year wasn't as good as last year, obviously, and it's not his fault. They just didn't really use him. They were inconsistent in terms of usage. So, but his talent is undeniable, and what he did last year, and how he affects that offense for the Falcons, and what he's expected to do. There's, like you said, there's nobody out there that doesn't have him at the very top of the list for like fantasy football.
No one
It's
has him like past top 5 running backs right now.
yeah, he's
Like
in
no
that
one.
list, and
So
for him to be this, it's obviously scared to give more points toward the veterans, and I think we're
I
going to
think
see
he's
some
gonna
of the
have the
veterans here.
biggest jump next year. Like I think
I
his
think
jump is
so.
gonna be crazy when they do this next year. Like
Yeah,
I'm saying like top 30. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I think it's about to, because this, I don't know, unless he gets
yeah,
injured this year, which knock on wood. But like, yeah, no, I don't know. That one just caught me off guard. I was like, wow, I was expecting to see him in like the top 40s or something, but wow, not even the top 50. Well,
yeah,
all right, we'll see. That's
yeah,
just
yeah. I agree with
I
you.
just me personally, my top 3 running backs like right now, just from off of last season, is probably Saquon, Derek, Bijan, and and I know it's going to be more than 2 running backs left, obviously. So I don't know, but I'm just also confused because they already used like CMC and Jonathan Taylor, I think, so and Josh Jacobs. So like I'm actually curious. Like I'm like intrigued. The other running backs moving forward they have here, like
Well,
holy cow.
that's the top of this list. That's, we'll be moving into the next guy too in a minute. And
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's just one player after another that I've seen like they probably should be placed higher if this was based on who is good right now, and who's expected to be really good this year. Because some of these guys, it's like they're getting credit for what they've done in the past, but there's no
right.
way some of them are going to show the production this year as they done. Like a Travis Kelsey, he's not going to produce like he did, 5 years ago. But
No,
he'll still, they're giving him credit for what he's done in the past.
yeah. All right, our last one for today, 61, Brian Thomas Jr. And I know I'm probably gonna get some Jag fans hating on me. And when I say this next thing, I'm not. This is no disrespect to him. I actually like this guy, and I think he is one of the future players for Jags. This guy should not be above Malik Neighbors. I'm sorry. I don't know what their thought process was there. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I just missed some Jag games. I know they had some Jag games on those stupid Toy Story Disney Plus crap. So maybe it's because I didn't watch the stupid Toy Story games. I'm missing something here. I feel like if we're just going off, like I don't even want to talk about other receivers. I'm just talking about the receivers on this list we have in front of us. Why is he above Malik Neighbors? Am I missing something or?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, he's another one that's really good, but
He's good, but like over Malik Neighbors, what just happened? Like, did I miss again? I'm being like for real. Did I miss something last year? Like maybe I didn't see enough Jag games. Like he's good, and I seen his clips, but like there's no way he had a better season than Malik Neighbors, right? This is like I don't think he
yeah,
did. Right? They're both rookies last year, right? Am I wrong? This is the second year.
yeah, they're
So
both.
yeah, I'm just confused here. What's happening? Like
Well,
I don't know. This one is the most shocking for today for sure. This is like I
yeah,
said,
it's
I don't
let me
want to
pull up
disrespect
on.
him. I like him, but like I'm just confused with that logic there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
And with
he's
Travis over there now, like, do they think he's gonna be as dominant as his first year? Like, he's gonna be sharing with Travis. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's sort of. Um, I know they're like you said, they're both in the top 10 list, and it's tough. Maybe how they. I don't know. I mean, some of
Okay,
these
you're even
players.
speechless. You're like, what the heck was this? like, this is I don't know. It's just a weird placement. It's just a weird. Like it's kind of glazing. Like I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm only talking like this because Malik Neighbors is under him, just from like today. I don't know, but like, okay, I guess he could be 61.
yeah, that's a good question
Are you
on
trying to
there.
like find stats or something?
Yeah, I was looking at some of their stats here.
Because I really actually do want to know, did he have better stats than Malik? That's the only reason. Like, I would assume he didn't. I feel like there's no way he did. Was it more touchdowns, more receiving? Or what? Did he have a backflip hurdle play I didn't see? Because Lord Almighty, this is high. Definitely for a second year receiver here.
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, but like you said, I don't. I mean, he's good, but they both. I mean, they both had 1,200 yards.
Okay. No, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even think he broke over 1,000. So all right, so maybe I did miss some Jag games. So that's good. Okay, I guess he had 12,000 yards. It's pretty good.
I guess, he had a lot less receptions and they had, you know, actually a little bit more yards, I think.
Well, wouldn't that make him better with less receptions because he got more yards with less reception?
That's what I'm saying.
So
Brian
that's all.
Thomas had
All right,
less receptions.
maybe I am tripping. Maybe because they put half of their games on that Toy Story crap. I'm like I'm not watching that. I was like maybe I missed some Brian Thomas crap because whoa, that just I don't know.
But,
That's on me, guys. I'm sorry, Jags fans. I'm sorry. I don't
but
know.
overall, I mean, he was ranked when I looked at the list here. Um, you know, Neighbors was number 5, and he's like down the list still. Like
Okay.
what was on this list? Brian Thomas was 17. So yeah, I mean, I think most of the rankings and stuff usually have um, Neighbors ahead of them. But again, this is from the peers, so I don't know. Is one of them more likable, more he's chit chats with other players more. Some of these things, when you look at it, is like, you know, how do they pick these? But they're both, most of the list, they're in the top 10 to me, what I've seen.
Okay, I just might be tripping. I just like I don't know. If you just ask me, like who's gonna have a better year, Brian Thomas or Malik Neighbors? I feel like I'm just immediately saying Malik Neighbors. But yeah, that is interesting to me. And also again, with Nim Jags having Travis Hunter now, like if even if you're going off fantasy wise, like I'm definitely drafting Malik Neighbors over Brian Thomas without question. Um, but okay, maybe he'll surprise me and do his thing. Like I don't hate it though. It's fine. At least it's on the same page as the Malik Neighbors. But that's a
Yeah, I guess,
lot of respect. A lot of respect for him.
yeah, I guess, I mean, to give Brian Thomas his credit, when you look at fantasy wise from last year, Brian Thomas Jr. was fantasy points, he was number 4, and
Okay.
Neighbors was number 6.
Okay.
So they did. I mean, I guess that shows why they're close on the list. Like you said, it depends. I think these guys are very similar. That's what I was thinking. It depends, like who your favorite team is, who you watch the most. I don't. I think it's easy to really think one is better than the
It is
other.
funny you say that.
Depends.
They really are similar, right?
Yeah,
Drafted
they
similar,
really are.
right? Both on teams that are like not the greatest, right? But like they still have a all right quarterback, right? So like yeah, their careers at the moment, and like you said, the receiving yards were pretty similar. They are kind of like very similar players, both young, most
Yeah.
likely the future of their team. So it's like, yeah, it is kind of crazy to think like that.
Yeah, I guess, looking at him, he had less targets and had more yards.
Well,
He
then I
had
just want to apologize. Then I'm sorry. I just
Yeah,
didn't know. I didn't know
I
about
was
his game.
surprised. I knew they were close,
I just guessed Malik
but
Neighbors had the more flashy highlights, I guess, and I guess I just seen more Malik Neighbors stuff, and I
yeah,
just didn't.
yeah, he beats them
So
a little bit,
I'm
and
sorry, Jag fans, for disrespecting your guy. I'll take accountability when I'm wrong. I didn't know his
yeah,
stats. I didn't know he was that much of a beast. I knew he had a good year, but I just didn't know he was like that. That's on me.
yeah. There's some interesting stats on it, like yards per reception. Neighbors were 11 yards. Thomas was 14.7. So
Oh,
he had a long catch last year of 85 yards. Thomas did, and Neighbors had a 59. So he did beat him a little bit on some of these. Thomas had 40 catches of 20 yards plus, and Neighbors only had 24, which is still good. Don't get me wrong, but overall, I see statistically, in fantasy and yards that Brian Thomas did a little better, but they're very similar in capability. It'd be interesting what they do this year.
okay. It's fine though. Like it's not like I'm not gonna make that much of a scene.
Yeah.
Like it's 61 to 67, right? Like they're they're the same page at least, right? So at least
Yeah.
they're on the same page again, similar players.
Again,
Um,
I want to see who's above these guys,
yeah, if
to
I
see.
would say the biggest, if I had to pick one, I think is the craziest out of these 10. Again, it's Bijan Robinson. Um, Again, I'm now that's probably the position I'm most intrigued by now is running backs, just because of this Bijan Robinson placement is crazy to me. But one thing I do want to ask before we wrap this up, because I know we've been liking to do this every time, is who's your predictions for next page? If you want to think for a second, I have one in mind. With Bo Nix being on this page, I think there's a good chance Jaden Daniels is on the next page, because I think, again, they both had similar careers last year. Both rookies, both kind of similar stats. But the only reason I obviously put Jaden Daniels above Bo Nix is because Jaden Daniels made the championship and Bo Nix didn't. So if I had to pick someone who's better out of those two, I do think Jaden Daniels is a tiny bit better than Bo Nix, but still kind of similar. So my one prediction for next page is Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, that's a good question. You know, I'm sort of wondering, what quarterbacks are going to be coming up next, on the list and
Yeah, because
stuff.
we got to Bo Nix, like I said, who in my opinion is a top 10 quarterback right now. So now, like you just said, yeah, who I'm with you. Who is the quarterbacks following Bo Nix here? I mean, I feel like one is Jaden Daniels again. I think was a tiny bit better, so I think he'll be on the next page. But
I wonder, it's like, do you think we're going to see like a Brock Purdy here somewhere? Will he
dude, does
make the list? A Brock
he
Purdy?
like in my opinion, he wouldn't be making this list at this point if we're already at Bo Nix. But that's just me.
Yeah, I would think so too. But I'm
But we
almost
have to go off
wondering if.
NFL. NFL is weird because again, we know they're gonna have Travis on this list when he shouldn't.
Hmm.
Definitely go. I mean, I wouldn't say he shouldn't be top 100, but he shouldn't be above Trey and Sam Laporta. So again, we have to think about the NFL minds, right? And if we're thinking NFL minds, Brock Purdy would probably be on. I'm gonna be honest. He would probably be on this at somewhere. NFL loves him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, he's had success with them, and he's had statistics that have been not bad at all. So, it'd be interesting. Who will be above. I mean, there's obviously quarterbacks that you can already tell will be up there. And I interested in see where Baker Mayfield will fall. On this list, for example,
All I
with
gotta
the other
say,
quarterbacks.
because we were arguing, me, Shane, Jarrell, and Kevin. My quarterback, unless he misses it somehow, is above Jordan and Tua. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up there. I will say Jalen Hurts probably will beat Baker though. So out of all the members of the couch coverage, I think Zach won this one quarterback wise, without a doubt. I wouldn't be surprised, but which is fair. Super Bowl MVP. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I wouldn't.
this
I
was
wouldn't
a
be.
fun list, a rookie list. Well, a second
Yeah,
year list. A lot of first year people. So this was
yeah, a lot of young
yeah, a lot
talent
of
here.
young talent on this one for sure. This was I don't know when they're doing this list. I guess they're like, you know what? Let's just start ripping some young people. I guess. So good God.
Yeah, with the receivers and running back right there, it's definitely an
I mean, look
interesting
at their cover.
top
Their
10
cover
there.
is two young guys. The cover is Brian Thomas and Bo Nix. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
holy cow. They didn't have a vet to put on the cover. I'm surprised they didn't put Jalen Ramsey on the cover. I guess maybe they didn't have him in a Steelers uni picture yet. And they could have put him as the little thumbnail here. They had to wait for that. But
Yeah, it'd be interesting because, I want to see, talking about quarterbacks, I would think Jalen Hurts would be obviously on this list coming up.
oh, for
I
sure.
don't
Super
know
Bowl
if,
winner from last year. He'll be on this.
yeah, yeah, there's, but, statistically wise, when you look at these guys, I mean, they're looking more than statistics. So, winning a Super Bowl, that might even give you more points to move up. Is going to see like a Stafford coming up in this next
Yeah, I
list,
think he'll be on this too.
which, he would be somebody I could see in the next 20 picks, probably.
So that's a prediction for you.
Yeah, that's my
I don't hate that
prediction.
too. I think he's around this area as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
If
hate
he's
that.
not on the next 10, maybe the next 10 after that. I don't see him going higher than that.
Hmm.
Because in the top, you're going to see like the Jaden Daniels, the Burrows, and all those kind of players. It will be interesting where Mahomes falls this year, being that his
Yeah, I don't see him
season
missing
wasn't as good.
like I wouldn't put him here, but NFL wise, I don't see him missing like the top 20.
No,
So
no.
I'm
But he
just but yeah, I'm
definitely, I
curious
don't
what
see him
position.
above
Like does he
Lamar
miss the
Jackson
the
or any of
first
those
page
guys.
though? Does he miss top 10? He might, honestly. This is probably his worst year of his career last year. He might be like, I think I said this a few videos back. I think he might be like 11 or 12. I think he'll just miss the number 1 page.
It could be, because he's definitely. I think from what you've seen in all these other picks, they do give preference on what you've done in the past, and we've talked about that. I think him and Kelsey both will get credit
Yeah, so
for
all
what
those
they've
Super Bowl
done.
wins too. I
Yeah,
think it's just
so Mahomes might be above people that statistically were better than him last year, and maybe better on the team and stuff, had more, but he's still so in, a big part of Kansas City. They're going to win or lose with him. If he's out, yeah, I mean they're a
I mean,
mess.
what, you got a 10-year
You know,
contract, right? So like, good
yeah.
God,
So I mean,
I might have kids by the time he's still playing there.
but I'm with
Lord.
you. I like to see, is he going to be in the top 10 or not?
Yeah, I think
Is
I
he up
don't. My
outside of it?
opinion, I think he'll barely miss it. I'm giving him 11 or 12.
Yeah,
But I mean,
I
if I
think
had to
that's.
choose his rating, I'll give him like 68. Dog crap kid.
Yeah, my guess is he's in that 10 to 20 range.
Yeah, he'll
Of
probably
this
be the
list.
second to last page for sure. Somewhere in
Well,
there.
we'll have to see for the next 10.
Yeah, I think that's about it. We are a little behind in this one. We are gonna do the next 10 that just released later this week, so stay tuned for that. Um, but yeah, if you guys have any comments on this or you guys want to have any thoughts, drop in the comments. Check out our other videos. Stay tuned for future podcasts. And again, if you have any video ideas you guys want to see, let us know and follow us on all socials. We have a TikTok, we have an Instagram, we have a Twitter or X, whatever they're calling it these days. We have a Facebook. We pretty much have everything. It's the couch coverage everywhere. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Drop a like, sub if you're new. Catch you on the next one.